Before we get into the video, if you're looking for top quality sample packs, preset packs and templates for your music production, they're entirely royalty free. You can use them in your own productions and learn from them. If you're interested, check out the link in the description and enjoy the video. What's good people, it's Lewis of bbrights and I am back with a brand new video. Today's video I'm working on part 4 of recreating PS1's fake friends from scratch. In this episode we're going to be working on the second breakdown, adding some more elements, adding the small drums and the details in the second break and then building it back up to the second drop. There's about 1 or 2 parts of this left and then I'll be giving the FLP out for free for the massive support on my channel recently, so I really appreciate that. As usual I'm going to play through what I have so far to refresh everyone's memory, then we're going to get right into it. So yeah. That's what we have so far. So the drop sounds a little dry at the moment just because the vocal is very prominent in the drop. I'm thinking of adding the vocaling some way, somehow. I'm not sure how yet in the last episode. See if we can get some sort of vocal going very similar to the original track. But we'll have to wait until the last episode to see what happens with that. The drop sounds a little dry just because the FM bass has no reverb on it. But yeah, that's what we have so far. One thing I did notice that the M1 piano in the drop sounded a little dull, so... boost the high frequency just a little bit, just give it a bit more sparkle. Hopefully that fits in. There you go, much better. So yeah, in the second break there's some small drums, a very subtle kick drum, a shaker loop, and the high string gets a little louder, so we're going to drop down here and we're going to move this high string and volume automation across because we're going to make this louder in the second break. So at the moment it's currently sitting at this. It's going to sit around there. Towards the end it fades back to its original volume. Another thing is we're going to chop this piano chord like that and then do that, and then here, this section right here, the original piano melody, this bit here, that section there comes back, and then we'll slowly move back up into the second drop. But for now, we're going to fix this high string here. So yeah, in this section here, we're going to add a small kick drum and a small shaker. They're the main 2 prominent drums in the second break. And then the original clap comes back in as well. And we'll slowly start arranging the second break. So I just added a clap back here. So right here is where we add the shaker or the kick drum. And then 4 bars in, we add the clap back. So it sounds like this. And then here we filter the piano back up and then it comes to full piano again. I'm not sure if it's this MIDI form here or it's the original first break MIDI form. I need to double check with that. But until now, it's going to add a shaker in quickly. So I'm going to go to Cashmere just because Cashmere is genius. Has shaker loops, has everything in these packs. We're going to drums and then drum loops, shaker loops somewhere. There we go. I like the sound of this one, so we're going to use this one for now. I need to double check what kind of shaker rhythm and what kind of actual sound of the shaker that is in the original. We're going to stretch this to 2 bars and reset the pitch. And then we're going to add this in here. Now it sounds like this. Add this down here, and then we're going to add a small kick drum. So for the kick drum, it's a very subtle one. It's not got much high end and it's not got much low end. It's just a small thump, so there's not much sub in the kick. So we're just going to EQ some of the low end out and some of the high end. Just going to bring some of these drums down so they can bring the shaker down. So I've just replaced the shaker loop with shaker loop 11 here. It's got a bit more swing on it, a bit more rhythm. The original had a very similar shaker loop like this. And And also this piano is this one here, so we're going to add these two here, and then we're going to filter it back up. So it's going to slowly come up on the last 4 bars, like that. And then of course this is the build up again, which is this section here. It's a pop house song, it's very, very repetitive, it's copy and paste really. Nothing too technical there. I'm going to go into my Deep House Essentials packs and look for another kick drum that we can use. Let's go to number 1 first, see what we've got here, my kicks. I apologise if you can hear my phone vibrating, it's getting messages at the moment, I do apologise for that. So we could use this one if we turn the outs knob out, like that. It's a lot more snappy. And then if we just take some of the low end down, some of the high end, because it does have some sort of shaker or a hi-hat to give it some more high end on this kick. Very loud at the moment, so we need to add it in the mixer. But the first thing I'm going to solo this and just loop it for 4 bars. First thing, we're just going to take the high end out. And then we need to take some of the sub out so it's not aggressive and not as thumpy. As the kick is very subtle, there's no need for sidechain here. It will make the track sound weird. It'll sound a bit empty because there's a gap between the kick. Because the kick's so short, very, very short, it's like a beat long. It wouldn't really make sense to add sidechain, so we're good with that so far. We don't need to worry about that. So in this section here where the original chords come back in, I'm pretty sure he adds a loop from the drop, some sort of hi-hat loop from the drop. So for now we're just going to use this one that I added for the drop called loop noise, energy noise, so it sounds like this now. Also the kick continues on. And we need to copy and paste this atmosphere and also add a crash right there, so it sounds like this now. We're getting there now, so it's got to add some small more effects, a bit more energy. So instead of doing the last 2 bars like we did here with this automation, we're going to do the last 4 bars, so it will filter up quicker like that. And then we also need to do the same endless smile automation as well. Just going to copy the value on that, copy it there and delete that one, it comes back down, and now we can just copy and paste it over. So one thing that's added in the build up here, so in the last 4 bars, is some sort of boom crash effect. I think I have one in my essentials pack here, we're going to have to go through. So this one could work here, it's just some big impact. It's got a nice low end, we're going to reset the time here because it's stretched. So that hits in both build ups, we need to add that there as well. It's just a nice effect, it adds a nice low end to the build up. And of course we forgot to add the actual effects here. So now if we listen to the second break in its entirety. So yeah, that is pretty much the second drop as well. It's the exact same. And then we have a small bridge and these next 8 bars, and then it builds back up into the drop, but it starts straight away with the piano drop. It doesn't drop back into just the FM bass. So we're pretty much almost done. The track is as simple as that. Simplicity is key nowadays. And like I said, if you can get a catchy vocal to go on top, the vocal will carry the whole song no matter what genre, what style it is. It's just if you have a good catchy vocal, you're good to go. So there's 2 small things I need to do before we can move on to the bridge, because we've essentially done everything. It's the exact same. We don't need to do anything else. There's one thing I've just changed this atmosphere, this vocal atmosphere, to stretch for the whole second break. And then it builds back up and it comes back there, and that is pretty much it. And the only other thing is a small detail he does with the kick in the second half of the drop. And all it is taking this kick out and just moving it to the right 2 beats, so it's like this, and that is pretty much it. So now it sounds like that. And then this 8 bars is a bridge, and then it builds back up into the drop, and it goes straight back into this section of the drop, and that is pretty much the song. So we're going to do some small parts of that now, and then we're going to finish the entire track in the next episode in part 5. So we're going to do some small parts of the bridge here in this episode, and in part 5 we're going to finish the bridge, finish the second drop, and complete the whole series. Like I said, it's a very small series, and then I'll be giving the FLP out at the end of the series in part 5. So for the bridge section, he copies the original very first piano chords here, and we need to add sidechain on them because we add in a kick drum, and what he does is he copies the exact same patterns here, so everything here gets pulled over like that, and he takes it out of the last 4 bars like that, and then he removes it. Sounds very weird because all the drums and it's a big drop off in volume, but it's what he does in the original. And then all he does here is he repeats the sustaining chord like this, like that. That's a small representation of what it would sound like. He goes straight back into that M1 piano drop. But we're going to leave that for last episode, part 5, finish the whole track, finalise it, do the last drop, and then give the FLP out. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this part here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, help the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. I have a new episode of WW from start to finish coming next week. If you have any series suggestions, comment below. I'd love to see what they are. I'd love to try them out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, produce music, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.